Hello everyone and welcome to episode 6 of my Guild Wars 2 Let's Play. Today we are currently in Kessex Hills, and before we get started with the episode I kinda just wanted to show something real quick. I was talking last episode about loading screens for Kessex Hills and how the current loading screen is actually a newer loading screen that was added to the game after launch, and that the older loading screen actually wasn't in the game. Well, in the most recent content update to Guild Wars 2, they did some stuff with this map and they actually changed the loading screen back to what it was. So I'm just going to waypoint over here so we can see this new loading screen, or this old loading screen here. This is the original loading screen for Kessex Hills that was taken away during season 1, and it is now back. So today in this episode we are going to be diving back into the story of Guild Wars 2, and to do that we have to go to where our story markers are guiding us to, which is over here in Divinity's Reach. And I'm going to go ahead and just take a quick moment at the start of the episode to work on our Divinity's Reach exploration a little bit, so we can kind of wander around and take a look at some more of the city that we have been exploring. With this being our 6th episode, we have our day 6 login reward here. So we have unlocked a bag of experience. So what this is, it basically is a free level up for us. So we can double click this Tome of Knowledge on any of our characters. We currently only have one character, and it would level us up. So we are currently level 27, and if we decided to use this, we would level up all the way to 28 and a little bit of the way into it, 9% of the way that we are right now, which would be really cool. But I am not going to do that because we are really over leveled right now compared to where we should be in the game, so I'm not going to speed that up even more. But let's go ahead and just walk down the streets of Divinity's Reach real quick, and then I'll probably go stop by the bank real quick on the way over to my story mission. So we see here a little bit more of the carnival area that is available here in Divinity's Reach that we talked about the last time we were here in the city. So the last time we were doing story, we were helping out our friend Quinn because we grew up on the streets of Divinity's Reach, and he is the friend that we have made on the streets. And we were dealing with a bandit issue in Divinity's Reach and around Queensdale, where the bandits were basically threatening the lives of many of the people here. They were trying to poison the water supply, and we informed the sheriff about it, but instead of helping the sheriff, we went and helped and saved Quinn from some bandits, and then we worked together to deal with the bandit threat with Logan Thackeray and the Seraph and Countess Anise, and we basically kind of just like saved the day there, but at some cost. But overall we just kind of learned more about the bandits and kind of just how humanity is structured, the different law enforcement agencies and whatnot, so we will be exploring more of that soon. But first I'm going to go ahead and just go to the bank, and I'm going to drop a couple of things off, and then we can head over to my story mission. I actually have this achievement chest here that we can go ahead and open up, and we got a bunch of stuff from it, which we can actually hold on to all these harvesting tools for now. Actually, we should probably upgrade it. We did get this 10 slot bag though, so we can go ahead and replace our 4 slot bag here, and we have even more bag slots now. And I got a few different items that I'll go ahead and just put into my bank, but here we have a crafting recipe that we can go ahead and just learn. But when we decide to become a crafter, so here is a crafting recipe if you decide to become artificer, huntsman, or weaponsmith, we can go ahead and create this recipe, but we will do that in a future episode. So I'm going to go ahead and get some new harvesting sickles, axes, and picks. So we started off with copper, and we have iron here that we unlocked to level 10, but we can get steel here, so let's go ahead and buy steel, a logging axe, and a mining pick. And basically we can harvest anything that a copper axe could harvest, for example with trees, but it also allows us to harvest anything that an iron axe can harvest. And then it also has new trees that we can cut down that only a steel axe can harvest. And eventually, once we get a dark steel logging axe, we'll be able to cut down all the trees up to trees that dark steel logging axes can cut down. So I can go ahead and just replace all my tools, and I can go ahead and just delete the rest of these. And now that my inventory is looking pretty good, we can go ahead and head over to our story mission, which is the screen star right here, and we can go ahead and see what awaits us. To recap what our choices were when we were creating this character, if we come here in our story journal, here we have our choice here that our biggest regret was that we never found out about the true identity of our parents, that we never search for them. And a really cool thing about the story journal, actually, that I don't really dive too deep into when I'm playing the game, but it's pretty interesting to look at, is we can see a summary of what happened in each of the chapters that we played through. So here we have chapter 1 of the personal story called Krytan Politics. So just to read the first entry with defending Shaemore, Centaurs attacked Shaemore today. I did my best to help defend the village. I met up with Captain Thackeray at the garrison, and together we were able to defeat the Centaurs and their summoned Earth Elemental. So a very concise summary. Some of the summaries are actually really cool, but let's go ahead and just look at number 2 here. So here we have our active story, so it's actually not a summary, it's kind of like a guide for us, but it says, check your mail. I received a mysterious message promising information about my parents if I met with an anonymous sender. It's risky, but it may be the only way to find out what really happened to them. Meet with the informant about your parents, speak with the informant at the Central Plaza. So let's go ahead and meet with that informant. So here we have the informant right here, just standing there in the middle of the circle here. And let's go ahead and talk to this man and see what he has to say.
Are you the one who sent me the amulet? What can you tell me about my family? Please, I have to know.
I am and I can, hero of Shaemore. I thought you might be interested. I'm not just here to talk, though. I aim to reunite you with your parents.
Reunite us? Where are they? Why haven't they looked for me sooner?
Oh, don't be like that. I came a long way to find you, you know. And I'm sure they'll explain everything when you meet them. In the mists! Attack!
So this informant has decided to attack us. Maybe he has something against us that he doesn't want. But let's go ahead and fight these undercover assassins here. And let's go ahead and just quickly deal with them. They're pretty easy, they're not well trained, and we are pretty well trained.
The Shining Blade is here.
So there are Shining Blade guards coming here. So we have 2 exemplars coming in, members of the Shining Blade, who are one of the law enforcement agencies here in Kryta that are designated to defending the Queen Jinna, from any threats, who resides right over there in the palace over there. Let's go ahead and continue fighting these assassins.
Refreshing. Is that all? The blades are still thirsty.
The informant mentioned that we would meet our parents in the mist. So basically what that means is the mist is basically kind of like a very vague collection of like afterlives, you could say, as a very concise kind of summary. And basically he's saying we would die. And we will learn a lot more about the mists, and we will have fuller explanation about everything to do with the mists, and we will see more about it in the future. But for now, basically, just kind of think of it like where spirits go after they die. And there's a lot more to it, but basically, that is it.
Death to the White Mantle!
People can go into the mist without dying, and we see that in a variety of different ways that, again, we'll explore in the future. So that is just something to look forward to as we explore a more broader and like deeper area of the game. But right now, let's go ahead and continue fighting what looks like bandits here in Divinity's Reach. Here we have some elite assassins, so we have some veterans here that we can go ahead and fight. Let's go ahead and just kind of deal with them. Can cleave this one down a little bit. Looks like that one kind of jumped super far away. This is kind of a really unfortunate situation because we were kind of baited here by the promise of us meeting our parents, and we got attacked by what looked like kind of civilians, but they ended up being assassins, and now we have some bandits here that are fighting us as well. So hopefully we are able to figure out what is the problem with this informant and what he wanted with us, and why he used our parents in order to bait us here. This one's almost dead. And we can go ahead and talk to the 2 Shining Blade exemplars
As soon as you
here.
catch your breath, we should talk. Excellent work handling those foul cultists, citizen. May they know Grenth's justice. I'm Exemplar Salia of the Shining Blade. This is Exemplar Mehid.
A pleasure, I'm sure. You say those were cultists?
White Mantle, to be exact. Ancient enemies of Kryta. They often target defenders of the kingdom and its queen.
I thought the White Mantle were just a children's tale told on Mad King's Day. Why would they have this amulet from my parents, though? Why bother attacking me?
Well, they're quite real, as you've seen. and judging from the symbol on that amulet, I'd say your family has been very loyal to the kingdom.
A mark of the king's favor? That's interesting. Probably from Queen Jenna's father, if I had to guess. We're out to raid a White Mantle hideout we found recently. A hunting lodge near Beetleton. It'll be dangerous, but the cultists there may know more.
I think I know that hunting lodge. I'll meet you there, and I won't take no for an answer. I can help you on your raid, and maybe I can learn what happened to my parents.
So there, we just finished the first part of the story here, and we have a lot to digest. Let's go ahead and pick our reward, and I can go ahead and just equip this. And let's go ahead and head towards the hunting lodge. So the White Mantle, for people who have played Guild Wars 1, is a very familiar name and a very familiar faction. They were one of the primary antagonists of the game, and there was a lot of history with them that you can kind of read about and explore, where in Prophecies, the first campaign for Guild Wars 1, we kind of dealt with the White Mantle being cultists that were kind of controlling the kingdom, and they were puppets of a race of people called the Mersat, which we will dive more into, but basically they were kind of just being manipulated in a way to basically give power to the Mersat, and they did that by sacrificing humans that they found to be basically worthy, and they took them to a faraway location deep in the Maguma jungle called the Bloodstone and basically sacrificed them on the Bloodstone. Later on in the Guild Wars 1 story, there was a major event called the Krytan Civil War, which is basically where the White Mantle were in control of the Kingdom of Kryta, and the Shining Blade was basically a guerrilla resistance force at the time that worked for the rightful queen, or the rightful heir to the kingdom, who was Queen Sama, and they basically kind of had a massive civil war between the Shining Blade and the White Mantle, to which eventually the White Mantle were ousted by the Shining Blade, and the Queen Sama took control of the kingdom yet again, and all the sacrifices and kidnappings and torture and horrible things that the White Mantle were doing to the people here ceased to basically happen to the public eye. But we see here in the story, the White Mantle is not completely gone, and it's not a faction that is completely gone from the game and from the story. So let's go ahead and see what is going on here at the hunting lodge. Go ahead and talk to our Exemplar friends here. And Exemplar Salia says, "Good to see you, Athos of Lomhurst. Are you prepared to root out a White Mantle cell?"
Glad to
Absolutely.
have you with us.
Let's go.
Let's go destroy these White Mantle zealots.
So here's the hunting lodge that we came to many episodes ago. Or not many, we're only on episode 6. I guess I have to wait a long time to say that. So here we have the Store Guard, and we have another battle between the Shining Blade and the White Mantle about 250 or so years down the line from the original civil war that happened. And I am down on the ground from this cultist. Let's go ahead and deal with her quickly and get back up.
Quickly now. None must escape.
So we open the door, and we see there are a bunch of bandits in here with the White Mantle. So we can kind of see that this cultist organization of the White Mantle is kind of in working with bandits, it looks like, in the kingdom, which is very interesting.
I finally get to kill a member of the Shining Blade.
Oop, I completely used my ability wrong there. I didn't move my mouse down in time. I kind of missed it. That's a little embarrassing. This bartender is kind of cowering behind the bar there. Let's go ahead and head upstairs and see if there's any cultists up here for us to deal with. We have one running out of the door here. Here we have a mug of ale on the ground. I'll go ahead and just leave that there. And let's go ahead and come further up this inn here.
They're over here. Help me
So
hold them
3
off.
White Mantle right here. Go ahead and deal with them as well. We can AoE them down. And 2 of them are dead, and a 3rd one right here is about to meet the same fate as those 2.
At that, you think you can take me?
So here we have what looks like a hostage situation. So this White Mantle initiate says, "Stay there, don't come any closer. I swear if you do, I'll kill her." So then we can decide to be aggressive, saying, "This is between you and me, let the girl go." Or we could say, "Take it easy, you don't have to hurt anyone." Or we could say, "Calm down and we'll talk, I'll give you a moment to breathe." So let's go ahead and say, "Take it easy, you don't have to hurt anyone." And then I can say, "I don't believe you, you're with them, the Blade. Now either you let me out of here or the girl dies." And then I could either say, "Let the girl go and you get out of here, but you better not stop running until you're halfway to Radasum." I could say, here's another option, you die. And then I could say, no sudden moves, buddy. Let me talk to my friends and we'll make you a deal. So let's go ahead and pick the second option here. And it looks like the White Mantle is running away, and it looks like the servant is not going to be shot by the White Mantle.
Kill them all!
We have more White Mantle cultists coming up here.
Won't enjoy
Head and deal with them.
rising! Nice! Very nice!
Refreshing.
There are even more of these roaches than I expected.
Okay, let's go ahead and head downstairs and see if we can find any more White Mantle here. Head further down, eliminate the remaining White Mantle cultists. So let's just kind of peek around here a little bit. Oh, there's a group right here. Let's go ahead and deal with them. Not sure how many White Mantle are in this tavern, or this hunting lodge right here. So we might have to run around a little bit and try to find them all. We have another one right here that came down the stairs to fight us. Which I am very impressed that they're continuing to come down here to fight us.
Away from the basement.
We'll want to keep us away from the basement, so we had a group of White Mantle come out of the basement there, and they're saying that we shouldn't go down there. So what I'm wanting to do right now is to go down there. So let's go ahead and do just that. So here we have a door to the basement. Very, very cool kitchen here. I love interiors, and we can mostly only ever see interiors here in Kryta, unfortunately. So let's go ahead and take this in a little bit, and then we can go ahead and head down into the basement here. So I kicked the door in, and we can head straight down here. And we have two White Mantle
You
here.
messed with the wrong bandits.
Lead the shining blade right to us.
It wasn't me, but I'll make sure they don't live to tell the tale.
So here we have the informant talking to an individual called Confessor
Happy
Estel.
to meet you. Happier to kill you.
So Confessor is one of the ranks of the White Mantle. So she is a little bit higher than just like a footman that we've been fighting. So we can go ahead and deal with her. And maybe there's some information here that we can gather. Let's go ahead and finish off this informant as well. And then we should be able to take a look around this room.
There may be valuable information here. We should search this place.
Let's go ahead and look into this paper-covered desk. And it says, atop this desk is a handwritten letter with a list of names, some that you recognize, including your own. Take letter and show Salia and Mahid.
Hey, I found something. A list of names. Captain Thackeray, Countess Anise, a few others. Here's my name with a description. Hero of Shaymore. Child of the Queen's spies.
Grant's teeth, it's a list of targets. Every name on here is one of the Queen's allies. If they manage to take out all of these people...
We won't let that happen. But first, I have to warn Captain Thackeray. I can't let him face this danger alone. He may even be able to help us.
You're right. Anise won't like us sharing information so recklessly. But this is an emergency. We'll meet you at Captain Thackeray's office. Stay safe.
So let's go ahead and head to Captain Thackeray's office over here in Divinity's Reach. So here we are at Captain Thackeray's office.
Bringing a civilian into this matter. Even... No. Especially this one.
I apologize, Master Exemplar. It was necessary.
Enough. There are more urgent matters at hand. We will discuss this matter later.
Let's go ahead and talk to Logan Thackeray.
You look grim, my friend. What's wrong?
We've learned that the White Mantle has been trying to eliminate the Queen's allies. My name was on a list of targets we found. So were yours and the Countess's, among others.
The White Mantle? We can't let those roaches continue to spread. I'll mobilize the Seraph and burn this cult to the ground.
Logan, no. You've been fighting centaurs for too long. The White Mantle are cunning, treacherous foes. They will predict your moves, outmaneuver you. The Shining Blade has been fighting them for a long time. We know the best way to deal with the Mantle. Stealth and cunning.
We need to move quickly. They probably know we're coming either way. Our friend has been invaluable so far. Perhaps the hero of Shaymore could offer some insight here.
Agreed. So, my friend, the choice is yours. Stealth or strength?
So here we have a decision for us. So we can either choose to go on a stealth mission to attack the White Mantle, or we can do a direct attack on the White Mantle. So I think this character is not a very stealth-like person, and I'm more of a fighter, and I just want to go straight into battle and kind of just attack them head on. So let's go ahead and say a direct attack worked before. Let's put that strategy to work again. So Logan Thackeray says, "Done. I'll meet you outside their camp here in Nashor's Hells. Exemplar, Salia, and Mahid will be there as well. They've been in on this from the start, so it's only fair to let them see it through. Understood? See you there." So we finished our next step of the story mission here. So let's go ahead and attack the White Mantle head on. And here we have some very cool weapons here. So let's go ahead and pick this one. And I guess on that note, we can go ahead and just replace our greatsword here with the new one, and we don't have any other weapons right now to equip, so the next time we get a weapon we can go ahead and take a look at a new type of weapon. But this greatsword skin here is something that I very like. Let's go ahead and head to Nashor's Hills. So here we are back in Keswick's Hills. Let's go ahead and enter the story instance so we can learn more about the White Mantle. So here we have a ton of Seraph and some Shining Blade members here. So let's go ahead and launch a full-on assault on the White Mantle. Let's talk to Logan Thackeray, who is waving us down.
Looks like this combined Seraph Shining Blade strike team is ready to go. We just need somebody to start things off.
They abused the memory of my parents and tried to kill me. I want first crack at them.
I know you're angry, but we can't alert them to our attack before it begins.
Don't discount Righteous anger so readily, Exemplar. The White Mantle will bolt if they see us. But one angry civilian, especially one they want dead, they'll stay and fight. We'll have a company of guards waiting and trebuchets set to fire. The Seraph will be ready.
Very well, Captain. We'll play it your way. But as soon as they make a move, we'll be there.
Just be ready to move quickly. If you wait too long, there may not be any White Mantle left for you to fight.
So let's go ahead and taunt the cultists until they
Draw
attack.
them close and get them distracted. Make them focus on you. The trebuchets will be waiting for your signal.
So here we have an individual called Inquisitor Torben, another more higher ranked member of the White Mantle.
You look lost, citizen. And if you're not lost, you should get lost. You're not welcome here.
But I'm selling little Jade Mersat statues. I enchanted the stones so that they weep and wet themselves when you mention Queen Salma.
What did you say? Hey, everyone! Gather round and listen to this idiot's last words.
Just that the Mersat were a bunch of pointy-toed bedwetters. The White Mantle must have been desperate to worship such laughable gods.
We'll hang you from a tree and let the birds strip you down to the bare bones one peck at a time.
Good to know. It makes what I'm about to do even more satisfying.
So our funny comments there referencing Guild Wars 1, and let's go ahead and fight these bandits. They're all dead? Okay, let's go ahead and fight these bandits. You see there's a turret over there that we might have to deal with. Let's go ahead and just group them up, and let's go ahead and just fight back against all these bandits. We have Seraph coming in from a flank, one of those bugging out. Let's go ahead and deal with all these bandits. And we have a big battle going on here. There are trebuchets somewhere that the Seraph are using to fire over the hill into the camp. They destroyed the blockade there at the entrance of the camp, which was very beneficial for us. Let's go ahead and deal with this turret before a bandit can get on it, and then we have a large group of them here. So here we see another example of the White Mantle and bandits working together. I guess they kind of have a common enemy of the crown and kind of like the ministry. So they are working together to be able to fight against them.
You got me. White Mantle.
So this group of bandits is almost done. Logan Thackeray taunting the White Mantle there. Let's go ahead and follow this ramp up behind him.
That's a
We can go ahead and just AoE this group of the bandits down.
I feel strong.
charge!
We are gaining a good chunk of experience with killing all of these bandits here, which is very nice. Let's go ahead and group this group up here. they're fighting the exemplars. Looks like we have another bandit turret over there that we can go ahead and take out. So let's go ahead and just come over here and make sure that this turret is no longer operational. And let's do the same with all the bandits right here. The bandit is gone. We have some reinforcements coming in from the west there that we can deal with. This group is almost dead, so let's go ahead and come over here and help all the Seraph out right here. Let's go ahead and group them up and then AoE them down. Greatsword is definitely very fun to play with, and I'm very glad that I am using it right now because it has a lot of AoE abilities, and there's a lot of groups here that I can AoE to maximum effectiveness. So it looks like the bandits are almost defeated. One more bandit left here, maybe. And oh, there's a bandit way over here that we can go ahead and take down their leader. Stop them. Oh, Inquisitor Torben there. Let's go ahead and deal with this person here. So you have already dealt a pretty hefty blow to the White Mantle by taking out a ton of bandits and a ton of White Mantles, and it seems like two decently important individuals within the White Mantle cult that we are taking care of the second one right now. Let's go ahead and finish him off, and then we can clean up the rest of the bandits around here. But it looks like with his death, they decided to flee. Let's go ahead and talk to Logan and Denise.
Well done, everyone.
But still no answers. Do I have to sift through the ashes of every White Mantle hideout in Kryta to find out what they know about my parents?
That shouldn't be necessary. Now that the operation is over, I can tell you the good news. Salya and I found the last known residence of your parents.
Really? Can you show me the way? If Countess Anise can spare you for a personal pursuit, that is. Maybe I can find something useful there.
After this victory, I'm sure the Countess won't object to us helping you with this. The location is south of the Delanian foothills. We'll meet you there.
Go on and good luck. I hope you find what you're looking for. After everything you've done for Kryta, you deserve some good news.
So let's go ahead and head south of the Delanian foothills there, and we can find our parents' home. We have some new pants here that we can go ahead and equip, and we leveled up to level 28, so we have a level up reward here of a food item that we can eat to get a little bit of a beneficial buff. So let's go ahead and I'll just pick that one, and we can go ahead and eat the strawberry tart so we can get some extra experience and some extra loot from mobs. And then let's head to the rendezvous site, which is over here. Let's go ahead and head into the instance, and then we can go up to the house. Very cool loading screen art right here. Looks like there's some animal, a cat maybe there. Very cool.
Is this the place? I'm eager to get started.
It is. Watch your step, though. When we scouted around earlier, it looked like someone or something may have moved in.
Countess Anise asked us not to say more than necessary, as this is technically a royal matter. But I think you deserve what truth we can give you. Your parents were spies for the last king of Kryta, Jenna's father. They helped track and destroy White Mantle's cells, saving many lives in the process.
And this was their house?
Yes. The last message on file from your parents states that they feared White Mantle cultists had discovered their secret. They were planning to flee.
The Shining Blade lost contact with them after that. Either they fled to safety or...
Either way, I have to know. Let's go inside. If there are clues to be found, we'll find them here.
So our parents were very noble
I see Etten signs everywhere,
individuals
but no Ettens.
that worked for the last king of Kryta
Something's
as a
definitely
spy,
not right here.
and they dealt with White Mantle
Where are the
cells,
Ettens?
and they helped save many lives.
attack!
There they are! I knew Ettens couldn't stay hidden for long.
So here we have a bunch of
Defend
Edens that are
yourselves!
running in that we can go ahead and fight. Looks like they're kind of, maybe they're hanging out in the house, but maybe not. Looks like there's some spiders over there by our house. Ram joined in on the fight. But it looks like our house here is actually very close to Garenhof and the Wizard's Tower, which is very cool, but also very unfortunate that my parents died and I wasn't raised here and I didn't grow up here going to
Refreshing.
Garenhof high school or whatever and being able to just hang out looking at the Wizard's Tower on my lunch break. So that's unfortunate, but let's go ahead and head into the house here. You have a ton of cave spiders. Looks like there's no more Edens around so far, but there's a big group of them right here. So,
Looks
and
like
an
someone else has
Eden.
moved into your family's house.
The faster we wipe out these vermin, the sooner we'll find what we came for.
So that group of cave spiders is dead. Let's go ahead and deal with the stragglers out here. We have two more that just came in from the left there. We have a broken plank that we could pick up if you wanted.
Don't let the gate hit you on the way out.
Let's go ahead and explore the area. So here we have the house, and it looks like there's an entrance into a cave here where we saw the Eden dead right here. So let's go ahead and explore this cave a little bit. And it looks like there is a ruined structure there with a couple of gravestones there. So let's go ahead and deal with these spiders so we can go investigate that. Spider's almost dead. And then let's wander over here a little bit more. There might be another group of enemies we have to deal with. Spiders may come down. Oh, a big champion cave spider broodmother. I think of the animation bug there a little bit. Let's go ahead and deal with this broodmother. And she spawned a bunch of ads. She went away, so let's go ahead and deal with these ads. And then it looks like she's over here now, so we can just run over here and continue fighting her. So, looks like that broodmother's dead. Let's go ahead and investigate the family graveyard. So let's look at this gravestone here. That says, the name on this headstone has been obscured by time and the elements, but the epitaph is legible. Examine the headstone. The inscription reads, 3 joys gave his life meaning, his wife, his country, and above all his child. May the gods bless and protect our beloved Athos of Lomhurst. So we can go ahead and say a prayer. It looks like this is the grave of our father. And if you look at this one here, we have a gravestone. This is the same thing here. And this says, cherished wife, devoted mother, loyal servant of Kryta. Our life's labor was to make a better world for the children to live in. May our beloved Athos of Lomhurst find its soul. Let's go ahead and say a prayer here as well.
It seems the White Mantle found your parents after all. I'm so sorry.
I'd always hoped my parents were still out there, waiting to find me. That's a hard dream to give up, but at least now I know.
They gave their lives to defend Kryta against one of its oldest, greatest enemies. I'm sure they'd be proud of you.
These gravestones, though, who placed them?
Friends, perhaps? Fellow agents? We may never know. It was likely the same people who rescued you and took you to safety in Divinity's Reach.
I want to thank you both for finding this place, and for telling me as much as you could. All my life I've wondered, and now I finally have peace.
My friend, this was never just another mission. Helping you with this has been our pleasure, believe me.
We'll meet again. I'm sure of it. Until then, stay safe.
So here we found out the fate of our missing parents, and with that,
What's
we
next?
have finished this chapter of the personal story. A very quick one there, but a very slightly emotional one there as well. So we are finished with that, so let's go ahead and head back to Divinity's Reach. So I'm going to go ahead and spend some time at the end of the episode just working on exploring Divinity's Reach a little bit so we can get some more map completion done there, and I'll go ahead and hop on my raptor. But here is the district of Rorkton. So this is a very cool area, so we can see there's all the districts in Divinity's Reach. This district is home mostly to an Ascalonian population. So in Guild Wars 1, when the Kingdom of Ascalon fell because of a Char invasion, Prince Rurik, who this district is aptly named after, brought a bunch of fleeing civilians and soldiers west over the Shiver Peaks Mountains to Kryta to find sanctuary here. And here we have the district of Divinity's Reach that a majority of that population decided to settle in and build a community and neighborhood. But a very cool thing about this district here is this Ashura Gate over here that takes us to Ebonhawk. So Ebonhawk is one of the last fortifications of humanity in Ascalon. And if you take a look at our map, this portal here is going to take us all the way past Kryta, past the Shiver Peak Mountains, and into Ascalon. And this area here of Ascalon is generally where, or like, it is where the Guild Wars 1 story began in the first campaign. And Ebonhawk is all the way down here, and the portal takes us here. So one day we will come through this portal and we will explore the story there. But for now, we are just focusing more on the simple stories, such as the story of the White Mantle that we have just dealt with. So we learned a little bit more about the White Mantle, and we have learned about bandits being involved with the White Mantle, and that is very concerning information that is going to be very important for us to understand for the future of the game. But again, for now, we'll go ahead and just continue with our individual stories. Here is a very cool area, and this portal takes us to a level 80 zone that was introduced way after the game released. And just like the last two things I mentioned, is something for us to look forward to in the future. I feel like when we are at the beginning of Guild Wars 2, there is just a lot for us to look forward to. There are a lot of story updates, a lot of new maps for us to explore, and as we get further into the story and as we get higher level to be able to deal with more challenging content, we get more stuff that is available for us to deal with. So let's go ahead and find this vista here, and we can go ahead and take a look at this area, and then I will just continue getting a few more points of interest and stuff around here in Divinity's Reach. We are now 75% complete with Divinity's Reach, and it looks like we can actually head into the Sama district here because I missed a point of interest here. So let's go ahead and head into our home instance, which we are not doing story in, but we can still explore it, and again we can unlock stuff in the future for us to be able to play with here, and also have some resources that we can gather in the future. And if you take a little bit of a look around, we might be able to find a interesting character that we've met with. Not exactly sure who's going to be all around here, especially at this point in the story. I might have passed by someone that's important. We have a couple of Shining Blade members here that kind of looks like Salih and Mahid, but they're not named, so they're kind of just hanging out right there. Let's go ahead and walk in here. There's a big Norn there. Here's Andrew, and I don't see anyone important in here. But let's go ahead and grab this point of interest here. So we got that point of interest, and let's go ahead and just head out of the home instance and go towards the next map objective for us to collect. So we have a few vistas left, 2 vistas left, 2 waypoints left, and 5 points of interest. And once we get all that, we will have officially completed Divinity's Reach, and it'll be technically our second map that we've completed because we have completed Queensdale. However, cities grant less of a reward compared to like normal regular maps because they are much easier to complete, and you basically kind of just have to run around for a little bit. But you can still get some nice experience, a little bit of gold, and potentially a transmutation charge as well. So I believe we have to jump somewhere around here. I did a whole Vista guide on this, and I can never remember exactly where you need to go. So let's go ahead and figure that out. So I think if we were to just give us a little bit of swiftness here, we would be able to make this jump here. So let's go ahead, give us some swiftness, and almost made it. Let's try that one more time. Okay, we have swiftness. Let's go ahead and, yep, just jump there, and let's go ahead and jump here, and we can talk to the Vista. Okay, we got that vista. Let's go ahead and get the next vista here, which you have to come to the palace waypoint in order to get to. So let's go ahead and just run this way over here, and we can get to the outer edge of the inner circle here. We can come down here, and then the vista should be right here on our left, overlooking the Elonian district of Divinity's Reach. So we have the Ascalonian district on the other side, we have the Elonian district right here. There we got that vista, and let's go ahead and look at our map. So the last waypoint we need, if we hover over it, is over here. So let's go ahead and just drop down and run around to that, and it looks like there's a couple of points of interest on the way there. But really quickly, I actually want to go ahead and get the Queen's Throne Room. I don't want to explore it just yet, but I'm going to hop inside really quickly so we can get the point of interest, and then I will just quickly turn around. And we got it. Let's go ahead and turn around and leave, and we can go get the last few objectives that we need. So here we have a point of interest here, and we have some Vigil Crusaders here at a location called Vigil Hall, and this is an organization that we are going to meet in the next chapter of the personal story. Once we unlock it at level 30, but probably a little bit after it, because we'll probably level up in the open world a little bit first, but we will go ahead and meet them next time. Here we have the waypoint that we need, which is the last waypoint, and we just need 3 more points of interest, 2 of which are right here, and then the last one is just over here on the right. So let's go ahead and get them. This is a little bit more of the carnival area in Divinity's Reach, and this right here is actually a really cool area. So when Guild Wars 2 was originally being created and announced, they had announced the whole carnival thing in Divinity's Reach, and there was going to be a lot more to it than what was eventually added into the game. So here we have kind of one of 2 activities that were present in Divinity's Reach that were scrapped at the end of development. So here we have the shooting gallery. So it would have been some sort of shooting mini game. You can see he has a slingshot there. Maybe there would have been one with a rifle or a bow and arrow, but it would have been maybe some fun mini game where it might be a little bit of an aiming exercise where we just shoot a projectile weapon at these cardboard cutouts of enemies there to get points, to maybe get tokens or something. And let's go ahead and just head down over here to get this point of interest. The other mini game that was going to be added in Divinity's Reach that actually wasn't related to the carnival, but it was a bar brawl mini game. So here we have an inn here called the Busted Flagon, which is one of many taverns that exist in Divinity's Reach that are very popular for role players to hang out at. But there was potentially going to be an activity here where people would be able to basically just brawl each other, and they could pick up sticks and tables and chairs and mugs, and they could just whack each other with it, and it would have been some sort of PvP activity that people could play in a much more casual and relaxed way compared to what proper PvP is in the game. So let's go ahead and just head up here for the last point of interest that we need for this map so we can complete Divinity's Reach. So let's go ahead and get this, and then we can head back to Keswick's Hills. So this one is right around here, and we have the Derman Hall, which is home to another one of the Orders of Tyria, an organization that we are going to meet next time we play through the personal story. So let's go ahead and get our reward here. So we got a transmutation charge, so we could transmute the look of our armor into another piece of armor's look, which we're not going to do right now, but let's go ahead and just open up all of our stuff here, see what we got. Nothing too cool, it looks like. We can just kind of run through it. Okay, this looks like a very cool ring. Let's go ahead and equip in slot 1. And then we could customize this ring here, and I don't think it's better than what we have currently equipped. It's better than our ruby heart, so let's go ahead and equip that. And we have this armor here, then we can go ahead and just salvage all of this. Actually, I want this torch. Let's go ahead and equip this torch, and we can go ahead and explore what the torch does next time we fight some enemies. Let's go ahead and deposit all these materials. It looks like we have some stuff here that we can just delete, and let's go ahead and head to Keswick's Hills, and we can go to a merchant to sell a couple of items to. So we can go ahead and just sell all of our junk here, and then we got a leather bag, so we can replace one of our 5-slot bags here with this, and then we can sell this. Let's go ahead and sell that. And then we have iron harvesting sickle that is kind of useless for us. And let's go ahead and organize our inventory there. But as far as this episode goes, I'm going to go ahead and call it good here. Next episode, we are going to continue exploring Keswick's Hills, I believe. I'll figure out exactly what I want to do. But we will either be doing Keswick's Hills or we will be looking at a new map in the Kryta region. But until next time, I hope you all take good care of yourselves. I hope you check your posture and drink some water. If you want to support me, you can go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can also leave a like and comment. I'm really trying to reach 1,000 subscribers, so every person subscribing really helps me in reaching that goal, and I appreciate you for doing so. But until next time we meet in Tyria, I hope you all have a good day. Goodbye.